Good morning, everyone. Today I want to talk about a topic that has gained global recognition yet remains deeply personal and transformative: meditation. In our fast-paced, noisy world, we often overlook the power of stillness. We constantly chase deadlines, multitask, and find ourselves exhausted, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Meditation offers us a path back to balance, a way to reconnect with ourselves in the midst of chaos. Meditation is often misunderstood as the act of silencing the mind completely, but in reality, it is the practice of becoming aware of one's thoughts without engaging with them. It is a mental discipline that trains the mind to focus, observe, and eventually gain clarity. At its core, meditation is not about forcing the mind into silence, but allowing it to settle naturally. Thoughts will arise during meditation, but instead of reacting to them or chasing them, we learn to watch them come and go like clouds in the sky. This process teaches us how to cultivate a peaceful awareness, which becomes the foundation of mindfulness. One of the most important aspects of meditation is non-judgmental awareness. This means that during meditation, no thought or feeling is labeled as good or bad. Instead of trying to eliminate distractions, we simply notice them and gently return our focus to a point of concentration, such as the breath, a mantra, or bodily sensations. Over time, this practice builds mental resilience and emotional balance. It helps us understand that thoughts are just mental events. They are not necessarily truths or commands. This subtle shift in perspective can have a powerful impact on how we experience everyday life. Meditation is also a practice of letting go. In daily life, we often cling to thoughts, emotions, memories, and worries. These mental habits can drain our energy and trap us in cycles of stress or anxiety. Through meditation, we learn how to release these attachments moment by moment. Each breath becomes an opportunity to begin again, to let go of whatever we were holding on to and return to the present. This skill of detachment is not about becoming indifferent, but about creating space between stimulus and response. It gives us the ability to pause, reflect, and act with greater wisdom and intention. Finally, the definition of meditation goes beyond technique. It becomes a way of training our awareness so that we can live more fully and consciously. It helps us observe the chatter of the mind without getting lost in it. It reconnects us with the silence and stillness that already exists within us, beneath the layers of noise and distraction. Whether one is sitting quietly, walking, or even engaging in daily activities mindfully, meditation brings attention to the present moment. It's not just a practice done in isolation. It is a state of being that can permeate all areas of life with calm, clarity, and purpose. Meditation, despite often being associated with specific spiritual or religious traditions, is in fact a practice that transcends cultural, national, and doctrinal boundaries. While its origins can be traced back to ancient traditions such as Hinduism, Buddhism, and Taoism, the essence of meditation is rooted in universal human experience, the need for inner peace, self-awareness, and clarity. Whether one prays in a temple, chants in a monastery, or simply sits in silence in a modern apartment, the internal journey is strikingly similar: a search for stillness and connection with the deeper self. This highlights meditation's timeless and inclusive nature, making it relevant and accessible to people from all walks of life. In today's world, where cultures intersect more than ever before, meditation has evolved into a global practice that people adapt according to their individual beliefs and lifestyles. For instance, some might use meditation as a secular tool for stress reduction and mental clarity, while others might view it as a spiritual path toward enlightenment. Schools incorporate mindfulness exercises to help children concentrate. Hospitals offer guided meditations to ease patients' anxiety, and even athletes and corporate executives turn to meditation to sharpen their performance and decision-making. This widespread integration across vastly different fields reinforces the idea that meditation does not belong to one group, it belongs to everyone. Moreover, the universality of meditation lies in its simplicity and flexibility. Unlike practices that demand adherence to strict rules, meditation offers freedom. It can be practiced sitting, lying down, walking, or even eating. There are no barriers in terms of age, gender, profession, or physical ability. Anyone can close their eyes, focus on their breath, and take a few moments to become still. This egalitarian quality has contributed to meditation's growing appeal across different societies. It doesn't demand expensive resources or elaborate rituals. It simply asks for presence, intention, and a willingness to observe. Importantly, the universality of meditation also means that it can be shaped and interpreted through the lens of individual experience. A Christian might meditate by repeating a prayer. A Muslim might reflect quietly after salat, and an atheist might sit in silence to observe thoughts. Each of these methods, though outwardly different, serves the same inward purpose: developing awareness, inner peace, and clarity. In this way, meditation becomes a bridge, not a barrier, a practice that unites rather than divides. It encourages compassion, self-reflection, and a deeper understanding of the human condition, regardless of background or belief. The origins of meditation can be traced back thousands of years, long before modern science or structured religion emerged. Ancient civilizations recognized the value of inner stillness and self-inquiry, integrating meditative practices into their cultural and spiritual lives. In India, the earliest written records of meditation appear in the Vedas, sacred Hindu scriptures composed over 3,000 years ago. These texts describe techniques of breath control, concentration, and contemplation as means to unite the individual soul with the divine. Similarly, in ancient China, Taoist meditation focused on harmonizing the body and spirit with nature, often through practices like breathing exercises and visualization. These early traditions understood that true knowledge and wisdom often come from silence, not speech. As these ideas spread across regions, they took on new forms while preserving the core purpose of turning inward. Buddhism, which emerged in India in the 6th century BCE, placed meditation at the heart of its teachings. Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, attained enlightenment through deep meditation beneath the Bodhi tree, and he later taught mindfulness and concentration, known as Samatha and Vipassana, to help others liberate themselves from suffering. Meanwhile, in the West, philosophers like Plato and Plotinus also spoke of contemplative states of mind, encouraging reflection as a path to truth and self-realization. Although these cultures were separated by geography, they shared a belief in the power of introspection to access deeper levels of understanding. In addition to spiritual traditions, meditation has historically been a tool for mental and physical discipline. For instance, Japanese Zen monks practiced seated meditation known as zazen, which emphasized posture, breathing, and alert presence. In these rigorous environments, meditation was not merely a peaceful retreat, but a method of sharpening the mind and dissolving ego. Similarly, martial artists in East Asia used meditation to focus their attention and master their reactions under pressure. Even in Islamic traditions, forms of dhikr timbra, remembrance of God, and Sufi practices involve deeply meditative states through repetition and breath. These varied uses demonstrate that meditation served both practical and transcendental purposes throughout history. What's particularly fascinating is how meditation managed to persist and adapt through centuries of cultural transformation. As empires rose and fell, as scientific revolutions redefined our understanding of the universe, the quiet practice of meditation endured. In recent decades, it has experienced a remarkable resurgence in the modern world. Reintroduced not just as a spiritual discipline, but as a scientifically supported wellness practice. Today's mindfulness movements are rooted in ancient traditions, but shaped by contemporary needs, showing that while the external world continues to change, the inner quest for peace, clarity, and balance remains constant across time and space. In recent decades, meditation has gained significant attention from the scientific and medical communities due to its profound impact on mental and physical health. Numerous studies conducted by neuroscientists, psychologists, and physicians have demonstrated that regular meditation can reduce stress levels, lower cortisol production, and decrease symptoms of anxiety and depression. These findings have helped remove the misconception that meditation is purely mystical or spiritual. It is now recognized as a legitimate, evidence-based tool for improving overall well-being. The calming effects of meditation are not merely anecdotal. They are measurable changes within the brain and body that affect how individuals respond to everyday challenges and pressures. One of the most remarkable discoveries in neuroscience is that meditation can rewire the brain. Through a process known as neuroplasticity, the brain's structure and function can change over time in response to consistent meditation practice. Functional MRI scans have revealed that meditation strengthens areas of the brain responsible for memory, learning, and emotional regulation, such as the prefrontal cortex. At the same time, it reduces activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, leading to less reactivity and emotional overwhelm. These changes mean that meditation not only helps us feel better in the moment, but also builds long-term resilience and cognitive strength. Beyond mental health, meditation has shown promising results in improving physical health conditions. For example, it has been found to reduce high blood pressure, alleviate chronic pain, and improve sleep quality. People suffering from illnesses such as fibromyalgia, irritable bowel syndrome, and even cancer often incorporate meditation into their treatment plans to manage pain and side effects. Meditation also boosts the immune system by lowering stress-caused inflammation and promoting relaxation, which allows the body to heal and recover more effectively. These health benefits demonstrate that meditation doesn't only affect the mind, it deeply influences the body's ability to function and thrive. Additionally, meditation enhances focus, attention, and productivity, qualities essential for success in modern life. In schools, mindfulness programs have helped children improve their academic performance and reduce behavior issues. In the workplace, employees who meditate report higher levels of job satisfaction, improved creativity, and better interpersonal relationships. These cognitive improvements are not the result of medication or external intervention, but rather a reflection of the brain's natural ability to grow through self-certitude and attention training. By incorporating meditation into daily routines, individuals can unlock their full potential, not just emotionally and physically, but intellectually and socially as well. One of the most attractive qualities of meditation is its simplicity. Unlike other disciplines that may require special tools, settings, or prior experience, meditation invites you to begin with exactly what you already have: your breath, your body, and your awareness. This accessibility makes it one of the most democratic practices available to humankind. You don't need a quiet mountain retreat or a spiritual teacher to begin meditating.
Stop sama apa-apa.
Meditation is always within reach. The practice of meditation does not demand perfection or mastery. In fact, its strength lies in its non-judgmental nature. You might sit down intending to meditate for 10 minutes and find your mind wandering for 9 of them. That's okay. The point is not to control the mind, but to gently bring your attention back each time it strays. That act of returning is the essence of the practice. Even seasoned meditators experience distraction. What changes over time is their response to it. By consistently returning to the breath or point of focus, you build mental discipline, patience, and inner calm. Qualities that develop naturally through effort, not expertise. Meditation is also incredibly adaptable, making it suitable for every lifestyle. For busy individuals, even a few minutes of conscious breathing in between tasks can have a calming effect. For those with more time, guided meditations, body scans, or longer silent sittings offer deeper immersion. There is no one-size-fits-all formula, and that is what makes it so inclusive. People who prefer movement can explore walking meditation, while others might find peace in silent, seated mindfulness. The flexibility of meditation techniques ensures that anyone, regardless of personality, age, or routine, can incorporate a practice into their daily life without major disruptions. What makes this simplicity so powerful is that it encourages consistency. The more straightforward a practice is, the more likely it is to become a habit. And in meditation, consistency matters far more than duration. A short 5-minute daily practice can be more transformative than an occasional hour-long session. By removing the barriers of complexity, cost, and commitment, meditation becomes a habit that can evolve with time, slowly deepening your awareness and presence. It becomes not a task to complete, but a quiet space you return to, a moment of refuge in the midst of daily responsibilities. One of the most transformative effects of meditation is the development of self-awareness. In our daily lives, we are often caught up in a constant stream of thoughts, reactions, and emotions without ever pausing to question them. Meditation creates that pause. It offers a moment of stillness where we can observe our inner world with clarity. When we sit quietly and bring our attention inward, we begin to notice how our mind behaves, how quickly it jumps from one thought to another, how certain feelings trigger habitual responses, and how much of our internal dialogue goes unnoticed. This observation is not forced or analytical. It is gentle, allowing insight to arise naturally over time. As we continue to meditate, we start to see patterns that govern our behavior. Instead of being driven by emotion, we learn to respond with intention. For example, rather than snapping in frustration during a stressful conversation, a meditator might notice the tension building and take a mindful breath, diffusing the reaction before it takes control. In this way, meditation becomes a tool not only for introspection, but for emotional mastery, enabling us to navigate life with greater calm and composure. Moreover, the self-centeredness cultivated through meditation lays the foundation for emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage our own emotions, as well as recognize and influence the emotions of others. Through regular meditation, we develop a deeper connection to our feelings and begin to label them more accurately, knowing when we are feeling overwhelmed versus simply tired, or when we are genuinely hurt instead of merely annoyed. This clarity helps in communicating more effectively, empathizing with others, and building healthier relationships, both personally and professionally. In addition to recognizing emotions, meditation enhances our ability to hold space for them without judgment. Instead of resisting discomfort or clinging to pleasure, we learn to sit with whatever arises, allowing it to pass naturally. This emotional resilience reduces impulsivity and fosters a more grounded state of being. It's not about suppressing emotions, but about witnessing them from a place of stillness. The result is a more balanced mind, one that responds thoughtfully instead of reacting instinctively. Over time, this cultivates a deeper sense of emotional stability, inner peace, and an improved ability to navigate the complexities of human relationships. One of the most profound teachings of meditation is its emphasis on living in the present moment. In today's fast-paced world, our minds are often scattered, pulled into regrets of the past or anxieties about the future. We dwell on things we cannot change or worry about outcomes that haven't yet arrived, rarely allowing ourselves to fully experience what is happening right now. Meditation gently trains the mind to return to the present. By focusing on the breath, bodily sensations, or sounds in the environment, we anchor our awareness in the here and now. This simple yet powerful act begins to shift how we experience time and life itself. When we cultivate present moment awareness, we become more attuned to the richness of everyday experiences. Ordinary activities, eating, walking, listening, take on new depth and meaning. A cup of tea becomes not just a habit, but an experience to savor. A conversation becomes not just words, but a chance for genuine connection. By slowing down and paying attention, we break free from the autopilot mode in which so many of us operate. We begin to see details we've overlooked, appreciate small moments we previously rushed through, and find beauty in what once seemed mundane. This awareness doesn't require a change in our circumstances, only a change in how we relate to them. Moreover, present moment awareness allows us to respond more skillfully to life's challenges. Instead of reacting impulsively out of fear, anger, or stress, we create a pause, a space between stimulus and response. In that space, we find freedom. Meditation teaches us that emotions and thoughts are temporary. They rise and fall like waves on the surface of the ocean. By observing them from the present moment, without being swept away, we learn how to manage life with greater clarity and calm. This doesn't mean we eliminate challenges. It means we meet them with a stable, centered mind that is less likely to be overwhelmed. In essence, meditation opens the door to a more intentional and meaningful way of living. When we are rooted in the present, we become more grateful, more compassionate, and more alive. We stop chasing happiness in distant goals or clinging to past mistakes, and instead we discover that peace is already available right here, right now. Through repeated practice, this awareness becomes a habit and eventually a way of being. The present moment, once ignored, becomes our most trusted teacher, guiding us toward greater joy, understanding, and inner freedom. In a world that constantly demands our attention and scatters our focus, meditation offers us a path back to ourselves. It reminds us that peace is not found in external accomplishments or endless distractions, but in the quiet awareness of the present moment. By practicing meditation, we not only nurture our mental, emotional, and physical health, but also reconnect with our deepest sense of purpose and inner stillness. It is a journey anyone can begin. With a single breath, a quiet pause, and the willingness to simply be. Let us embrace this timeless practice, not as an escape from life, but as a way to live it more fully, more consciously,